The US has charged two Chinese nationals with smuggling a potential biological weapon into the country. It comes amid heightened political tension between the US and China as the Trump government moves to revoke visas from visiting Chinese students. Is China guilty of agro-terrorism? Could China be weaponizing a fungus to wreak havoc against enemies? Raghani Sudhir Chaure examines the evidence to bring you the complete story.
In the 21st century, you don't need bombs to wage war. You only need a pouch of fungus that kills crops, poisons food, and cripples economies. Welcome to the age of agro-terrorism. Two Chinese scientists have been charged with allegedly smuggling a toxic fungus into the US. 33-year-old Yang Kengjian and her 34-year-old partner Zhanyong Liu are accused of conspiring to smuggle a dangerous plant pathogen called Fusarium graminearum into the US. In scientific literature, the fungus is classified as a potential agro-terrorism weapon that causes billions of dollars in losses each year. It is notorious for causing Fusarium head blight in grains such as wheat and barley. It produces toxins harmful to both humans and livestock, leading to liver damage and reproductive defects. In July 2024, Liu was stopped at Detroit Airport in the US for carrying concealed samples of the fungus. Initially, he denied knowledge, but later he admitted that he intended to study the pathogen at the University of Michigan, where Jian was conducting research. Liu is a Chinese researcher. He claimed that the fungus was brought into the US for academic work. But the US government authorities were not convinced, especially when they learned that he wasn't acting alone. Liu's partner, Yang Kengjian, is also a scientist. She has a PhD in plant pathogens from China. She worked at a research lab in the University of Michigan, and that's where the fungus was reportedly headed. The two now face serious charges of smuggling, conspiracy, visa fraud, and lying to the US government officials. Jian is currently in the US custody and due in court on 13th of June. Liu, meanwhile, has returned to China and is out of US jurisdiction. The laboratory in question lacked the necessary US government permits to handle such hazardous materials. Investigations revealed electronic communications between the duo discussing the smuggling and research plans. US authorities expressed grave concerns over the potential use of the fungus as an agro-terrorism weapon, citing its capacity to devastate crops and contaminate food supplies. But some experts question the classification of Fusarium graminearum as a bioterrorism agent. An agronomist, Claire Keane, says the fungus is already present in the US and is manageable through existing agricultural practices. But the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the US Domestic Intelligence and Security Service, has labeled it as an act of agro-terrorism. Its director, Kash Patel, questioned the Chinese Communist Party's intentions to infiltrate the US. Patel said, and I quote, "This case is a sobering reminder that the CCP is working around the clock to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate American institutions and target our food supply." According to the US prosecutors, Jian allegedly has links with Chinese Communist Party. She allegedly received funds from a Chinese government-backed foundation. What does this mean for academic exchange between the two countries? Can labs be trusted to self-regulate biohazard research? And is agro-terrorism the next invisible war front? China's official response has been muted. Its foreign ministry says that they were not aware of the case, but reminded Chinese citizens abroad to follow local laws. A Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson said that the Chinese government has always required Chinese citizens to overseas to strictly abide by local laws and regulations, and at the same time safeguards the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese citizens overseas in accordance with the law. This case is not without precedent. There have been times in history when agro-terrorism was used as a bioweapon to destabilize enemies. Nazi Germany once plotted to destroy British crops using beetles. Imperial Japan researched ways to weaponize wheat rust. And in 1984, a cult in the US state of Oregon poisoned salad bars with salmonella just to sabotage an election. In recent times, Ksenia Petrova, a Russian scientist at Harvard University in the US, faces potential deportation after she failed to declare biological samples in her luggage upon returning from a trip to Paris. The incident involving Chinese scientists come at a time of rising US-China tensions and trade disputes. The Trump government recently announced a crackdown on Chinese student visas, citing national security threats. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has vowed to aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students, a move condemned by Beijing as unreasonable and discriminatory. Jian awaits trial in the US state of Michigan. As for Liu, he is not likely to return because the US and China do not share an extradition treaty. The fungus was intercepted, but not before it infected something else, the fragile crust between Washington, D.C. and Beijing. Ragini Sudhir Chore for DD India.